It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas. It's Friday. Got to cheer. Yay. Come on, Jerry, cheer. Yay.
Not just any Friday. It's Black Friday.
Black Friday. November 24th, 2017. It's 7 a.m. And did we all survive Thanksgiving?
Oh, love that holiday.
Oh, love it.
My favorite.
I'm still paying for it.
Yeah.
In what way, Scooter?
I ate way too much.
So did I. I loved every minute of it. Never bite.
Oh, yeah. We had family in, and
Yeah.
my brother actually came in from Memphis to visit us, and he's one cowarding down behind me.
Oh, get on camera.
Oh, God. Come on. Get your belly on camera. It's like Jerry. Get your belly on camera. There he is. There he is. He wanted to come in with me this morning and see how all this goes. And,
Good. Then we had family gathering with for the 46th year in a row with on my dad's side of the family, and great time in Conway. And like I normally do, I overeat,
Well, sure. You're supposed to.
then suffer while I drive home. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Jerry Hogan and Scooter Callis, our director engineer today.
I got one question for you.
Okay.
Did you miss the coffee?
No, I had some with me.
Oh,
I had it.
That's cheating.
Okay, now Tobias over at the hospital gave me this really nice Yeti that says Baxter Regional Medical Center on it from last Christmas when we were doing radio. So it holds like 2 regular cups of coffee. So I planned ahead and had my Yeti ready to go. So I had my Brewed
So you
Awakening.
got 2 cups.
It lasted to about Mountain View, Arkansas. Yeah. And let me tell you what, if you got to go to Conway, don't go Yellville and 14 and 27. Take Highway 5 to 25. The roads are amazing. And no traffic.
Trying to think why I'd be going to Conway, but
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you go down to Little Rock, but I mean, they've got the roads in good shape. Anyway, speaking of coffee, Brewed Awakening, the day after Thanksgiving. Now's the time to stock up. 3 locations to serve you, as you heard in the opening. Jacqueline told you about them. Highway 62 East at Walmart Plaza and Balmer Boulevard, and, of course, Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. The best coffee time. There's that logo, Brewed Awakening Coffee. Jerry's at 10W30 today.
It's pretty stout. buddy.
Is it?
Just like I like it.
It's aged properly for 3 days. I had this ready to go by Wednesday.
Smoked and aged.
Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. And now it's time for our morning prayer. If you all please join us. Heavenly Father, well, another Thanksgiving is come and gone. For me, it was a great time with family. And now, Lord, the craziness of Christmas shopping. It's so amazing how baby born 2,000 years ago can cause such a frenzy over crock pots and TVs in a department store. But with all silliness aside, we now start the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. We can now say Merry Christmas and buy a Christmas tree instead of Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, and holiday trees. Bottom line is, Lord, help us to know the real reason for Christmas this season. It's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
And so, what do you think?
I think I'm thankful being American.
Yep. Are you pondering over anything?
No.
I was talking to my cousin.
Pondering.
He always ponders. Still
Well,
trying to
you-
figure that one out.
Most people do.
They ponder?
Yeah.
Really?
It
What-
just means you're in deep thought, which you probably don't do a lot of. Now that I think
How'd you
about
figure
it,
that out?
just kind of
Don't
skim
give away
the
my
surface
secrets.
there.
One of my cousins was there yesterday. We got to talking about, he's in southeast Missouri in the Boot Hill. You know, we've been talking about a Agri report. And I asked him, what is the cost per acre on cotton? What do you think the cost to the farmer per acre for cotton in southeast Missouri?
I mean, what it costs the farmer or what he gains?
His cost per acre.
per acre.
To do it, to make
to
cotton.
do cotton.
To make cotton.
It's one of the highest crops to produce. And it floored me because he's an insurance adjuster on crops. And, you know, you've got corn, rice, cotton, some even have wheat. He goes as far south as south of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. But what do you think on cotton, what he told me?
Now, I need to know why it costs so much. Is it the chemicals involved in
Between
the
that, the seed is expensive, the seed's expensive, the maintenance expensive, and keeping the bugs
I'm waiting for the answer.
Yeah, I have
3
no
to
idea.
400 an acre.
just to make
produce cotton. That's why they're getting out of the cotton business, guys. That's what he said.
I'll be done.
Yeah, expensive.
Something new every day.
Weather brought to you by your local hometown Sears store. Where are you going to shop today?
I am not planning at all on going out on this Black Friday. I guess all the hoopla happens on Thursday night.
I guess, yeah.
But
we came through Mountain View, Arkansas last night, and Walmart in Mountain View was packed.
Oh, I can believe it.
I mean, you're having to park at J.T. Altman's Chrysler dealership over there to walk to Walmart. You can get on the parking lot. And that was at 6:30 last night.
I mean, I know they're offering great deals. I just talked to Gil this morning. He bought a TV last night.
He did?
He said he went over to the one in Flippin, Walmart in Flippin, and he said there wasn't hardly anybody there.
Really?
And Black Friday, he bought like a 55-inch TV for $200 and something, and he said, I was out in 30 minutes.
Wow, impressive. Weather brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Shop local, and be sure to check out all the great values at your hometown Sears store here in Mountain Home. Owned locally and just good old home folks. Great family.
We had her on the other day.
Yeah,
did a great job.
We've got 38 degrees in Mountain Home, 41 at Harrison, 34 at Hardy, 28 in Mountain View, 31 at Yellville. Marshall checks in at 28 degrees, while Poplar Bluff, Missouri's at 29. It's showing, whether this is right or not, I don't know, 50 in Branson already, but 39 in West Plains. I'm scratching my head on that one. Maybe a warm front coming through, I don't know. Doppler radar, you ready, Scooter?
You got it.
Here we go, national radar. Shower activity or precipitation, because I don't know what the temps are, from North Dakota into South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, getting some precip right now. As you can see, the main part of the Midwest.
Clear again.
What did I say? As dry as a humpless camel in the sunset. They're still trying to figure that one out.
Jerry was pondering that.
He's pondering.
Not long, buddy. I just kind of let that one go.
Oh, wow.
He can't ponder too long. Oh, your state radar. Here's the Little Rock stop right here. It looks like all highways in Arkansas are clear. 62 412 east-west across the northern part of the state. 65 to Branson, good shape. And let's see, Highway 67, Poplar Bluff, in good shape there. Batesville, Jonesboro, nothing showing up there at all. Ready for Missouri?
You go.
Here we go. Southwest Missouri. We'll hit that Springfield stop. Clear as a bing bell. Right?
You're just clicking all over the country and nothing's there.
Yeah.
No, I hit the wrong one.
It's just dry.
Now he's going to go into another dry state.
There we go.
And look, there's nothing.
Yeah. It's now, dry in Oklahoma.
You got to pull this up, because I guarantee I get a groan off here. Pull that one up. So,
okay. It's up.
This is baseball heaven. See there, Jerry? St. Louis. See there? Baseball heaven. See,
I agree.
He's got his cardinal red on him.
I agree. I love the cards.
Oh, don't lie. I need grounded here. Lightning's going to...
Are you all right? You sick this morning? Had too much eggnog?
Y'all understand I'm a salesman in north central Arkansas. You can't.
Jerry, it's okay to be a Texas Rangers fan here.
I don't even know who the Rangers are, buddy.
Game 6, 2011.
Go Cards. Go Cards.
He lies as bad as a rock. What do we got? Community events coming up.
Black Friday.
Everywhere.
Thursday, you're grateful for everything you have, and then Friday you go out and you get more stuff. So today is a stuff getting adventure. Sears, do want to say that you can't avoid the big rush and go there. They have everything. Sears hometown behind Wendy's.
And tell them when you go in. Tell them that you heard about them. Heard about them on our station. And
yeah, and
put your name in a hat for drive through. We got one of those toolboxes. Bring your toolbox over so you can see it.
Austin.
Then you can go to one of our other sponsors is Furniture Depot. You can go there and check them out. We're glad to have them on. So.
Now you can get your name in a hat for this fine toolbox right there.
They're giving away one. All you got to do is say you watch the show.
Well,
on
toolbox for me,
XL7 TV.
lunchbox for Jerry.
Yeah, that's a lunchbox for. I don't even
and
know
a tackle box. It's
that'll cover
3-in-1
meal for Jerry.
Well,
see, here's got place for his Tabasco sauce over here.
Biscuit and gravy right
now, buddy. Tabasco sauce goes in the thermos, big 32 ounce.
Oh, great day yesterday, and holiday season's here. Take a look at your calendar. Today's the 24th Next Thursday's the 30th. That gives us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to shop local.
Yep.
Local.
Main reason we moved the show from radio to TV, local. Reynolds family doing a great job. They serve Boone County, Baxter County, Marion County, Fulton County, many counties around. They do a lot for the community. And so when you advertise, check it out. Are you advertising with local people or foreigners?
Foreigners.
You got to ponder that one a while.
Foreigners.
Anyway, we got Mountain Home Fire Department coming in. Gary and Travis are here. Going to talk about the passing of the tax and what the good things are coming out now with in the future. The city's growing, and the needs were getting pretty big.
All right.
Can you imagine fire trucks with antique license plates on them?
I've seen one.
I bet they've seen several. Scooter, take us to break.
We're going to go
All right.
break.
Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
$7:14 on this Black Friday 2017. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I sure did. We want to welcome Mountain Home Fire Department. Gary and Travis are here. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for showing up on Friday after Thanksgiving.
You bet. Good morning here.
So, since we talked last on radio, we were talking about a sales tax issue, and Travis, you were instrumental in bringing the awareness to the needs. And I was blind to the fact too, because I just assumed everything was fine. But over the last 2 to 3 months, we've talked. While your equipment is very well maintained at Mountain Fire Department at all the stations, it's getting old, and some parts are getting to the point of being obsolete.
Right.
And I know I've seen several of the firemen down at Harold Tucker's Auto Parts. Can you find this somewhere? And to the point where some of the fire department's maintenance personnel are going to salvage yards.
Right. Yeah, it happens.
So let's talk a little bit about the advantage of the folks getting behind the fire department, the police departments, and putting these taxes in place as a sales tax, because it's not just a tax on the residents. Everybody that comes into town will help pay for this.
Right, right.
And it's a reasonable tax, very reasonable.
Yeah, and that's, well, we wanted to, at the very beginning, it was about a year ago when I started the planning for this, and wanted to make sure that that we could cover these needs, these public safety needs, that would really make the biggest difference for the citizens and visitors here at Mountain Home. And we didn't want to place the burden just on the citizens. Anybody that is here, there's no discrimination on who we serve, police or fire. That if you're in our area, you're taken care of, and we want people to understand that, know that. But
and it's like with Baxter Regional Medical Center. If there's a gentleman from Wisconsin at Home Depot that has a heart attack, medical and fire respond, and well, what's your license plate? Is it Arkansas or is it Wisconsin?
Right. Yeah.
It don't matter. You got to respond.
Right. Yeah. So and with that, we wanted to, those needs would be met with everybody, and they are needs. They weren't wants. We didn't want to get anybody overly excited when we first shed light on this here about a year ago, but we did want to sound the alarm that that there are significant areas that needed some attention, some real attention for us to be able to provide the service that the citizens here in Mountain Home deserve, expect and deserve. So
I want you to go down the list with you guys here, just kind of what calls you get called out on. It's not just get a cat out of a tree or put out a fire. You get all kinds of stuff going on.
If you can think of it, we can respond to it. Majority of our calls are 75-80% of our calls are medical runs.
Yep.
So Station 1 runs out of a Dodge Durango.
No, Station 1's downtown.
Yes,
right.
The main station, City Hall.
And number 2?
Station 2 is behind, across from Club Boulevard on Sunset, and it runs out of it's our newest vehicle, and it's a 2013 fire engine.
Really?
Yeah. So our main truck downtown, which is our second newest truck, is a 2003, and it's approaching 15 years old already, and it's the main truck out of Station 1. And with budget cuts and just like everybody else, everybody's fighting for money, all the different departments and everything. Travis come up with this was a need that we saw that was something that we needed to pursue.
And I thought the way it was presented was just outstanding.
Yes.
What's is it $25 on 100 or $250?
Oh no,
38.
38 cents on $100.
38 cents.
Yeah, you're making it really expensive. No, it's not.
I would not give you $25 to help. I mean, when you need the fire department, you need them.
Right. Right.
Well, I remember my grandparents retired to Poplar Bluff, Missouri, rural Poplar Bluff. They were outside the city limits, almost 5 miles south on US 67. They used to have to buy this sticker to put on the outside of their house,
right,
to show that they were paying for fire district support out of a substation in Poplar Bluff, because it's a city of about 20,000 people, but it's really, really spread out on Highway 67 north and south.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you went, say, 2 miles north of that firehouse in those days, you were still in city limits, but somebody from that point would be 7 miles away, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And even with that, we don't have areas, well, I guess in our rural areas that we may have some distances like that, but another main point of this for long term is to get stations, to add stations and put them in strategic locations to where our response times do stay low, because as the community grows, there's going to be more people further and further out,
right.
you know, from the city center, and we just won't be able to respond in as fast a time that will make the biggest difference.
Right. Let's look at the last 17 to 20 years, what's happened on the east part of Mountain Home.
Right.
If we went back 25 years, that was a cow pasture.
Right.
Even before the bypass was cut through, then Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's,
right.
And then what happened with Chili's and all the restaurants.
Well, in 1995, when Station 2 was opened, none of that was out there.
No.
And that's the majority of the calls for Station 2 area is going out that direction now. So
yeah.
We're kind of looking at maybe moving that station out just a little bit farther. We've got to stay within a mile and a half response area from both stations with the engines, and I think we can go out just a little bit farther to, I think, Pioneer Trail Drive or Buzzer Roost Cutoff will still give us our give us our radius that we need. So, and that's one of the long-term plans of what this new public safety tax is to do a study and find out where the best place is to put that new station. And another thing we really needed for that came up with our ISO rating that we recently had.
That almost got put on the critical list.
Yes, yeah, is a training tower. They've changed their some of their standards, and that's one thing that we're lacking as a training area. There's one out in Midway at the industrial park, but it's out of our district, and we really can't utilize that for the points wise. So that's another one of the long-term things we're looking at.
And I'm sitting here thinking, we're sitting here talking, Gary. We've had Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn Express.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else in the last 17 to 25 years since you've had a major upgrade on stuff at the fire department.
Yes.
Let's look at Baxter Regional Medical Center.
Constantly expanding, constantly.
Yeah, and I mean, you go back when I first moved here in 1972, it was little bitty.
Right.
And look what this has transformed to in 45 to 50 years. You know, and this is what you're having to look at now. Both you guys are relatively young, and you'll be probably still in the fire department 30 years from now. Literally.
It could be.
And just think what you're going to be facing in that amount of time with the fire department, trying to assess the needs over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you were talking about the hospital. When it expanded, their 6-story tower was in 1997, 8.
Was it?
I think, something like that.
Yeah,
so we had to come up with a truck that could reach the top floor of that. So that's where one of our antique trucks came into play. It's a 1984 Grumman 102-foot aerial platform. So, you know, it serves a purpose right now. But you were talking about obsolete parts.
Yeah.
That company is no longer around. They have
the ones
since gone that built that truck. The supplies of all the extra parts are just about depleted because there's a lot of those trucks that are still in service now throughout the country. So,
but now let's look again though. If you look at the odometer, it may say 55,000 miles, which is low mileage. But what about the amount of hours? Because you get to a location, so you got a major.
And pump for
you can sit and pump for hours.
Yeah, that diesel engine could sit there all night long and pump.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the mileage isn't on fire apparatus isn't a real big deal. It's the engine hours, how long it sits there at 5,000 RPMs, running that pump. That's a lot. That's pretty hard on the engines.
And it's an extreme service, too. It's an emergency vehicle. It's not your Sunday driver. We're not cruising it into town and stuff. And of course, we try to take care of it the best we can.
Now, Travis, if you were a Sunday driving on a fire truck, I'd wonder about you.
Well, we got a couple days here. Let's see if we can't borrow one. I'll be on duty Sunday, so.
Hey, hon, pick you up at 2. We'll go cruise on the fire truck.
Right, yeah. But no, it is. It's extreme service on them. When we are using them, it's we're driving with intent and trying to get there quick.
Not all the PTOs and everything that run the pump, are they strictly off of the main diesel engine, or are there secondary engines within the units to help run pumps and other?
They're right off the engine.
Yeah.
So that diesel engine that actually pushes the truck down the road is actually responsible for everything else.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. The pumping and everything. Yeah. There's some mechanisms.
So that engine could be sitting at 2,300 RPMs all night long.
With all the lights on, running them batteries real hard, running those alternators real hard. We change out alternators or have them changed out quite regularly on some of the older trucks. It's just so hard on them. So, and with new technology with LED lights and everything, our latest truck that we bought, I don't even believe it had a generator on it. to run the lights.
Really?
The LEDs run so much less wattage, we can get away with having a generator on there.
My goodness, boy.
So, and that saves money, and it saves maintenance, and we can spend that on other things that we really need.
Okay, when I have a politician on, and I'm going to give you two guys, you can split this question. You got a genie in a bottle now. After this tax is passed, you get 3 wishes. What would they be, Travis and Gary?
Manpower.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Really?
That was the number one item on this. It will take well-trained staffing to be able to do our jobs more effectively for the community. But most importantly, it will let us do our job a little bit safer in a very inherently dangerous environment, that we put ourselves into when we go on any kind of calls, for the most part.
Well, now you guys are kind of weird, because I catch something on fire, I take off running. It's on fire! It's on fire! Hey guys, this is on fire. Let's go! You go into the fire.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's your instinctive training.
Right.
And most people get a fire and they run.
It's not just that one person that runs into a fire. He's going to have a partner and then be backed up by 2, and that's very minimal. Just to cover everybody, because fires are burning so much hotter and so much faster now, that it the old days of a single guy putting a fire out it's legendary, because that doesn't happen anymore.
Most generally, it's a 2-man hose.
Right.
He talked about the fire spreading so much faster. If you can go on Google or YouTube, and you can Google old room versus new room fire. Organic materials from 30 years ago, wood, cloth, solid wood, cotton, all that kind of stuff for your furniture and your all your furnishings, versus a new house, within the last 15 years. They put a side-by-side picture up of both fires going. The one from now, they call it a flashover, where everything in the room gets to a certain temperature and it ignites. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. The old room from 30 years ago, over 29 minutes. So our response time is anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 minutes, depending on where they're at. So the firemen are getting there at that pivotal time when that whole room is fixing to flash. So that's why it's getting so much more dangerous to fight fires these days for the firemen.
So
that's where training, better equipment comes in.
Your teamwork has to be
Yes,
precise.
Absolutely.
Yes. They train at least 2 hours a day.
How do you avoid the panic?
That's a very good question, and it all comes down to training, because you can see and hear when somebody's getting in a hurry, or when somebody's a little bit flustered on something. That's we're not exposed to everything all the time. We have our rare calls, and I'm guilty of it myself, that I can get a little bit more excited over something that I'm not as well trained at. Mm-hmm. So when you're not trained at something, when Scooter comes across something with his engineering here that is not the norm of a problem that you need to address here on the show, you're not going to pull your hair out or anything, but you're going to be like, and just for a split second, and that's what good training avoids. When you're trained well on your software, your computer stuff. If I had to sit over there, I would pull my hair out, but no. So the appropriate amount of staffing, which we're far behind on, and the quality of that makes us more effective and makes us safer.
But in a lot of things, one thing. Let me rephrase that. One thing people don't realize is what was Mountain Home's population yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. The sign says what, 12 to 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
With the visitors coming in to see Grandpa and Grandma.
Right.
It could have been 45,000 people in town.
Right.
We don't know.
Easily.
Yeah.
Summertime, when we got baseball tournaments, World Series, we got fishing tournaments, we got people coming in on the lakes. Same thing. It could be 30, 40, 50,000. Black Friday. Yeah, in town.
We're averaging, I think, 5.6 runs a day.
Yeah.
Now they could be spread out, conveniently, spread out, or they can be all at once.
Huh.
We can have 10 in one day and 1 the next, and that's where the staffing comes in. Depending on how many people are on shift that day, if somebody's off sick or off on vacation, we could have down to 3 people at one station, at the main station. So if you have 2 calls going on at one time, Station 2 will have to come down and man the area if there's another call. So extra staffing means more people able to respond at a moment's notice to medical runs, because that's our majority of our runs are medical runs.
Now, did fire department respond when the guy running from police went into the hospital doors with his car? Did you have to respond to that?
No, we didn't have to go to that one.
Really? Because I started to say, if you were at BRMC during that and you had something at Home Depot,
right,
that's bread and butter pretty thin on the bread.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have it quite often that we'll have a medical run somewhere, and then they'll page off for a car wreck or a brush fire out in the county, which takes a little more time too with the volunteers coming in. And if we have more staff in there, we can send one of the on-duty people with them to get our response times better.
It is time for a break, and I'm glad Gary brought that up. Volunteers and brush fires. We're going to talk about that in the next section. So, Scooter, take us to break. I'm out of coffee. I need more Brewed Awakening. If you're out of coffee, check out Brewed Awakening. 3 locations to serve you. We'll be right back.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
More
7:35 on this Black Friday 2017. It's November 24th, visiting with Gary and Travis from Mountain Home Fire Department and volunteers and brush fires. One we need and one we don't need.
Right.
We had an incident. I had a friend call and said, "How hard's that wind blowing outside?" "Well, I think we got gusts to 42 miles an hour and they're out there burning leaves." I think I called Travis. Did I call it? Was that?
Yeah.
People. 42 mile an hour gust and you're out there burning leaves.
Burns better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will burn,
Well,
and everything else too.
I mean,
Yeah, you can-
going down to Conway, I go down through Cleburne County, Stone County. You go through these old towns, burn ban, burn ban, burn ban. You know, Cleburne, I think, has one. Stone County, maybe Izzard. We're dry.
Yeah, very dry.
The floods are over from April.
Yes. We had one a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, out in the county. Of course, it wasn't in the city limits, but just burning a pile of limbs and that, and wasn't paying attention. He got away from them. Well, the bad part about it was we had probably 15 mile an hour wind, which wasn't too bad, but not enough to set off the red flags in your mind. Say, hey, I better not be burning. So the super wind, we usually don't get fires. It's the middle, the mid 10, 15 mile an hour range where people think, oh, that's not bad enough, I can burn. Well, the humidity was 17% when the forestry got there to help us with the fire. It had burned across an open field, just the tops of the grass off, and then, of course, the vegetation on the ground, it kept burning also a lot slower. So just because it's a little bit of wind, in the Mountain Home we have a burn ordinance that you can call us. We can read it to you. Come get a copy of it. 5 miles an hour or less wind. We are very, very conscientious of our burning in town. We recommend, if you find other ways of disposing of the debris, but if you have to burn it, 5 miles an hour or less, have a garden hose or a way to put it out. You can't burn in the city streets, ditches, alleys, anything like that.
I've seen it though. I've seen
Oh,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
They'll line them up in the ditch and light them off.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they don't want you to do that, you kill the grass and all the vegetation, and it just erosion is what it does. But and they have to be out by dark. We don't want anybody burning at night. Get once you're burning, well, it looks like it's out. Don't take a chance. Go ahead and wet your area down prior to burning also. That way you have less of a chance of having it get out. And when you're done at night, if there's a little bit left, put it out, let it dry out, and do it the next day again.
Sure.
Just make sure it's out by night.
I was told 3 5-gallon buckets on the outside perimeter of the fire plus a hose.
That'd be good, yes.
Yeah. Give you 15 gallons plus.
The wetter it is, the better.
No.
Yeah, so.
And so it's a common sense factor here.
It is.
Let's see. Let me pull this up. I use KY3's app, and just I'm floored how some people will, I'm gonna go burn leaves. Well, if you were to guess, what's the humidity in dew point today? The dew point's a big factor in it too.
Yeah, it's probably
I don't know,
25, 30% maybe today.
It's loading now. Right now we're at a humidity of 73%, which is relatively low at 39 degrees at a 31 degree dew point.
Yeah,
that's kind of dry.
Yeah, it'll still burn
and
good.
we are dry. Right now with everything being dormant, there's no moisture being wicked back up from the ground. It's what moisture it ever did have is long gone.
Yeah.
So
now we're down to volunteers. Now let's talk volunteers and mutual aid. How many volunteer fire departments in the county? 17 or 18?
19.
19 now?
Yes.
This is almost a brotherhood of firefighters.
It is, and Mountain Home's a combination department, so we have full-time and we have volunteers that come in on full, larger incidences. And what's a good thing with this, getting back to the public safety tax, we're able to hire, maybe some more volunteers, but it also reduces our response time when another department that we have agreements with for mutual aid, we can get there a lot faster for their benefit too. So it doesn't just benefit our district, it benefits all the surrounding districts around us too. So it's kind of a twofold. It just gives them quicker manpower also.
And over the years, back when we're doing radio, we talked with, let's see, we've had Norfolk, Northeast Lakeside, Buford. Who else do we have down there? We have Midway come in. We had, can't think, and just trying to, well, the bottom line, we had Cotter Gas. Yeah, David had came over from Cotter Gas. So, trying to recruit people that are younger.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
young, healthy bodies. That have got that are sensible. That can take instructions and be able to help us mitigate these calls. Because especially if they're needed, it's not your minor calls. It is going to be like Gary's saying, a larger incident, and people that are capable of that. It's really hard to find.
You take somebody, say 35 to 40 years old, may have a wife and 2 kids, they got a job.
Right.
And you get called out 11:15 at night, and you're back at the firehouse by 5 a.m. All they can do is go home, shower, clean up, and eat breakfast, get ready to go to work.
And some of us have done that for a long time. So there's some of us that are on 2 different departments. I know Travis and I are also on Northeast Lakeside.
Really?
So we try to help out, other parts of the community too, not just Mountain Home. So there's a lot of training that goes into volunteers also.
Oh, yeah.
To be a certified firefighter in the state of Arkansas, you have to have 3 classes. You have to have your wildlands fire suppression, which the forestry puts that on, and then the state Fire Academy puts on intro to firefighting and then protective equipment. Those 3 classes, and you're certified to put an air pack on and go in and structure fire with those minimal classes. And that's what's hard. Once they get those, it's hard to find time to build on all that training. And fortunately, right now we've just put on, I believe, 5 or 6 volunteers, and we're hoping they'll stay. Looks like a good bunch of guys, so we're hoping they'll stay.
But then you have the who absorbs the cost for your self-contained breathing and all the equipment.
We do. The city does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's budgeted for so much a year for equipment.
And then that new equipment has to be maintained, because once you put self-contained breathing on, it has to be.
Yes. Everything every Monday at the fire station, everything gets pulled off of every truck. Every air pack gets turned on. Every saw, flashlight, light bulb on a truck gets checked.
Yeah, once a week. When it came down to, he was out there checking the Durango, I think. Was it the Durango?
Probably.
Yeah, it was the Durango down there at Station 1. Huh.
Now, everything gets started every morning and run. All the emergency lights and everything get run. But Mondays is the full meal deal truck checks. Yeah. So it takes several hours to check all them trucks in the mornings. So.
I'll tell you this, if you ever been to a fire station, actually looked at their trucks, stuff like that, they are the cleanest trucks you will ever see. I went through, years ago, Germantown Fire Department training, and I know what you're talking about, a training. Their training just to be a volunteer before you can get into service was like 6 months of training.
Yeah.
I mean, it was extensive. But once you're on, you're constantly cleaning them trucks. I mean, they get washed down constantly. Everything, like you said, gets pulled off, checked. All your hoses get checked, everything. I mean, it make sure you don't pull out to a fire and turn on the water. All of a sudden, you got a leak somewhere.
Yeah. There's no worse feeling than that moment when you realize that you were unprepared.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can't prepare for everything, but some proactive
preventive maintenance and like you say, cleaning the trucks, you might find something that out of place, or we didn't see that this morning, let's go ahead and fix it.
But then the self-discipline and the discernment to make sure, I mean, if you needed a clock and it goes right there, you don't put it over here, because next time you're really expecting it to be at here. You know what I'm saying?
And not just you. If you put it somewhere else and don't tell somebody, and that screw comes in and it's gone, it's like, I need that now. Where'd it go? Yeah. So and everything is labeled on all the trucks and in the compartments where everything is at, what's supposed to be in there. So we try to keep everything as general as possible. So kind of keep the trucks set up the same.
Yeah, you're not just dealing with one crew. So if you move something on a truck and you let your crew know, Next crew comes in and can't find it. That's a whole totally different ballgame. When
there's 3 separate crews.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
And then you throw the volunteers in the mix too.
Something else I want to talk about real quick before we go to break. Well, we'll run this one a bit long. You see the signs, white letters on green and white letters on blue.
Mm-hmm.
The guys down at Buford made some signs for me. Mm-hmm. These are reflective, kind of like your interstate highway signs, where the fire departments can shine the light and see that. White on green means no medical emergency here, but white on blue means there could be a medical situation in the home that kind of gives you a head start. The importance of having those now, because you can put the numbers on your house, but then the fire department's having to look all over. Is this the right number? Is this 14 Elm Street? When you've got that green or blue sign with the reflective lettering.
Oh yeah, that's
there's number 14 right there.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's a luxury that I wish that we could have.
But isn't that ordinance in Mountain Home?
Not that.
No.
Really?
Businesses are required to have addresses clearly visible from the road. I believe they're 6-inch letters minimum with contrasting backgrounds. Residential is kind of that's one of the things I bring up in some of my fire safety presentations. If we can't find you, we can't help you.
You know, it goes back to that little comic strip I saw. It was a single frame comic, and here's this panicky guy on the phone, and you can see the flames coming in, and he says, "What do you mean, how do you get there? Don't you have those big red trucks?"
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, it's like, you guys supposed to know where I live.
Right.
Get your crystal ball out there.
Yeah, it's very hard it's just another one of those things.
It's frustrating to firemen.
Yeah, it's another one of those, not just to firemen, but to 911 dispatchers that haven't tried to deal with that person and relay that information to us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the front line of all this, and they have a very, very hard job of trying to figure out, those kind of calls. It's easy if somebody's got a big, huge sign on the front of their house that says 1302, Elm Street. The ones that have overgrown foliage that might be covering it, or it might be the same color as the siding where you can't really see it.
Right.
So that's one of the big things that we try, that kind of slows down sometimes our response times. And if everybody can have good visible numbers, we can find you faster.
You bet.
Yeah.
Visit with Mountain Home Fire Department. Scooter, time for a break. Be right back.
Be right back.
All right.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business, and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and SteadyForm. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
$7.51 on this Black Friday. We're ending the Thanksgiving week, going into Christmas shopping season. And visiting with Mountain Home Fire Department personnel here, Travis and Gary here. Travis, you wanted to say something specifically to folks?
Yeah, I'd kind of like to take a moment of personal privilege, if I could, and just directly, to all the viewers, thank you. We, for a year ago when we began this, we wanted to help educate the public, and that was definitely a laborious task. Yeah,
learning experience.
Yeah, and then to also to demonstrate the need, not the want, and all of that coming down to an election day,
let me point out there was nothing in here about personal raises.
No.
It was all about community safety, education, and equipment upgrades.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't for us. It was for us to do our jobs better for the community, and with 81% approval on election day, thank you so much.
Very humbling.
Yeah, and so now we have a big job ahead of us to for that 81% to prove to you that you were right, and then that other 19%. We can't win them all, but
you're going to serve them too.
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. So thank you.
Gary, you've got a smoke detector down here you need to talk about?
Yep.
Safety issues.
One of the most important things you can have in your house this time of year I'm kicking the carpet.
Malfunction here, Scooter.
It's that time of year, it's getting colder out.
Yep.
A lot of the people in our area heat with wood.
Yeah.
We'll start seeing a little bit of increase in what we call flue fires, chimney fires. Get your equipment serviced. Make sure your chimneys are cleaned. Have a representative come out and check your gas furnaces. Make sure there's no cracks in something. Make sure their chimneys are clean and everything, and not blocked. Birds make nests in anything.
Yep.
So that way minimize the chance of having carbon monoxide poisoning in your house. But if you need a smoke detector, if you're in our district, can't afford one, come see me at the fire station. I buy a bunch of these every year, and we give them out free of charge. We want everybody to be safe.
And what
as
about the
possible.
carbon mono detectors?
We don't have those, but if you heat with gas or wood or something like that, it'd be good.
Where's the best place to put the carbon mono detector?
I believe the new recommendations are about 5 feet off the ground, but most of them nowadays are the plug-in style.
Oh, really?
So any outlet, within 5 or so feet of the appliance that you're wanting to, like your furnace or something like that.
Yeah. Near a countertop, countertop outlets, and switches. They're typically around 48 inches off the floor, so that's a decent height. But if you're plugging into a wall outlet too,
Now, somebody that may have a natural gas leak, you start getting this woozy, dizzy.
You start feeling nauseous, like you're getting cold or getting the flu. Call us. We've got monitor. We can come in with a handheld monitor and check. And I believe the gas company can also do the same thing. They can check for gas leaks. If you smell gas in your house, they can come out and check also.
But if you do that, don't turn the light switches on.
Open the windows and air the place out
Air
as
it
best
out.
you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what have I overlooked? We got about 4.5 minutes before we.
Just want to say, because that has actually happened to me. We were in a house and the heater cord and the heater went out, and we didn't know it. We were actually out of town. We came back in and you could smell gas. And we made a phone call, and they'd actually sent a firefighter out and ran a test and said, no, you're done. That heater's done. It cannot be turned on.
Yeah.
The heat and air guy came out and said couldn't be fixed. It was actually putting so much gas into that house. They said that you can't even stay the night in there.
Really?
It out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it happens. I mean, even with regular heat and air units, stuff like that, it can happen.
We talk about space heaters real quick too.
Okay.
A lot of people use space heaters, which they're good as long as you take care of them. Make sure you put the proper fuel in them. Keep at least a 3-foot radius around them, clear of anything that can burn. I like the newer ones a lot better. They have a tip over protection, or they have a sensor in them. If they get too hot, they automatically shut off. This time of year, candles are a very big thing. Everybody likes candles for Thanksgiving, Christmas, put that beautiful smell in the house. Just keep a minimum of a 12-inch clearance around them. Don't put them by the windows where the curtains may blow a little bit, or just keep a safe distance around them.
Right.
That way you don't have to call us on an emergency situation. We don't want to come to a house that's burning.
There again, it's common sense matters.
It is.
If you know you got a drought going on, you're burning leaves, and you got a 18, 19 mile an hour wind, put the fire out. Candles, keep them away from curtains.
Right.
Do we still have extension cords under rugs?
Not as much as we used to. Where I think our fire prevention programs are just being out there in the public and talking about that kind of stuff. I think it's helping a great deal.
Yeah.
Once in a while, we do still see some space heaters plugged in extension cords, which is very dangerous. They pull a lot of energy through them, and they're not designed to run off that. They're designed to be plugged directly into an outlet. So,
And so let me try to explain this real quick. When you have a 10 gauge wire, that is a big wire. And if you go to a store and buy an 18 gauge extension cord that's 3 to 6 feet, you're losing a lot of the power that cord will pull through.
Yes.
So if you've got a 10 gauge and you think, well, 10 is smaller than 18. No, 10 is a big wire, 18 is a smaller, 20 is even smaller.
Right.
And the amperage builds up the heat, and that's what causes this thing. So when I have to run a big something off of an extension cord, I'll go get 10-3 and make it out. Even though you can't hardly roll it up, I'll make a 10-3 extension cord. Yeah. And not one of these 18 gauge wonders from where. Anyway, minute and a half, guys. Mountain Fire Department, Gary and Travis are here.
Now that there's this mechanism in place for the police and the fire department for their services to be funded in proportion to the growth of the city and the activity in the city, it's time to take care of it. And to manage it well and to see that all of these funds, every penny of it, goes to what its intended purpose are and their purposes are. It's spelled out.
It's budget time right now, so all of the city departments are working on their budgets. We have 2 new vehicles in the budget. We have 1 new fireman in the budget for next year. Hopefully by December 5th, I think is when the budget committee starts, that we can be able to get that stuff started right away.
Sounds good.
We're thankful to have you guys on,
That's
especially
what I
the
was
day
saying.
after
When you see a mountain fireman, a
Yeah.
policeman, sheriff's office, or Arkansas State policeman, say, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us, and
Yes,
we'd
thank
be
you
happy
very
to come back.
We'll get you back on again pretty soon, but we appreciate fire and police and everybody that serves Backside. Take us home, Scooter.
Stay tuned. Jim Bumgardner
coming up next.
is up next out of Harrison. So
have a great weekend.
See you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.